Today we are going to talk about the distributed transactions. That is the topic today we are going to discuss. So already in the normal DBMS we have discussed what do you mean by transactions, their locking system and the concurrency control in the transactions. In the last module, module number 2, there we have seen the transactions. So now we are going to talk about the same, but here the scenario is different because I am going to add one more term to that, that is nothing but the distributed. So what do you mean by transactions, that you already know, but today we are going to talk about the distributed transactions. So what is the distributed transactions? The distributed transactions, in distributed system, the transaction is initiated at one side and it can access or update the data items on the other sides also. Mean to say, if I want to show you how it will look like, if I am saying I am having site S1, I am having site S2, I am having site S3 and I am having site S4, these are the four sites. Suppose one transaction is need to be executed on this particular site. There is one transaction T1 and this particular transaction T1 is having this particular, what I can say, um operations need to be executed, and these operations will not get executed on S1, not compulsorily will be executed on S1. The part of this particular transaction will be executed on S1, S2, part of this particular transaction will be executed on S3, and part of this particular transaction will be executed on site S3. Okay, so such scenario is called as the distributed transaction. Again I am repeating, it is not compulsory that every time whatever the transaction we are executing on any site will be executed on all the other sites. It depends on which particular data items I will be requiring. मला कुठले कुठले डेटा आयटम्स लागणार आहेत त्यावर हे सगळं डिपेंड असेल. माइट बी पॉसिबल दॅट दिस पर्टिक्युलर ट्रान्झॅक्शन T1 will get executed on only site S1. It will not be requiring S2, not requiring S3 and not requiring S4. This might also possible. So that's why I am saying the distributed transactions will get initiated on one side and it can access or update the data items of the several other sites also, right? One more time I will repeat it. The definition is this: in distributed system, the transaction is initiated on one side. As you can see, it has been initiated in the example in site S1 and it can access and update the other data items which are present on the other sites. For example, just now I have told you that this particular transaction T1, want to update data item A, want to update data item B and want to update data item C, where this item A, data item A is present on site A, data item B is present on site S4 and data item C is present on site S3. In that case, in this particular transaction, part of that particular transaction will access data item A, will access data item B, will access data item C and then it will get executed. So this is nothing but the distributed transactions, right? Now again there are two types. The type number 1 is nothing but the local transaction and type number 2 is nothing but the global transaction. What do you mean by local transaction and what do you mean by global transaction? So you can see the difference. The local transactions are the transactions which are initiated on one side and it can access and update the data item on that site only. For example, if I am saying, what do you mean by local transaction? Local transactions are initiated on one site and it can access and update the data item on that site only. For example, if I am saying I am having transaction T1, this transaction T1 is initiated this transaction T1 is initiated on site S1, right? This particular transaction T1 has been initiated on site S1, so it will get executed on this particular site only. Yes, okay. So what I was trying to tell you, if this particular transaction T1 is initiated on this particular site S1, Then suppose there is another site S2, right? Then this particular transaction will not get access to site S2. It will not get access to site S2. Why? Because this particular transaction has been initiated on site S1 only. So that's why it cannot go to site S2 now. It will get executed only on S1, and whatever the data item which are present on site S1, like if I am saying the data item A and data item B are present on site S1, so it will update those data items only. It cannot go to data item C. Suppose I am saying this data item C is present on S2, then it cannot update this data item C. Okay, so that is called as the local transaction. That is called as the local transaction. The local transactions which are initiated on one side can access and update the data items on that particular site only, right? Then in global transaction, it is completely different. The global transactions are the transactions which are initiated on one site and can access and update the data items on other sites also. For example, if I am saying I am having site S1, sorry, I am having transaction T1, I am having transaction T1. This transaction T1 is accessing this transaction T1 is accessing or initiated on this particular site only, that is nothing but my site S1. या particular site वर initiate झालाय. On this particular site, this particular transaction T1 is accessing the data item A and data item B, right? Later on, this particular transaction T1, the part of that particular transaction T1 is executing on site S2. Part of this particular transaction is executed on S3, right? In that case, or one more I will take the part of T1, it is executed on site S4. Mean to say, actually the actual transaction was T1, right? So part of this particular transaction T1 is executed on S2, right? So if I am saying the part of that particular transaction, the sub part of T1 is nothing but T12, which is to be executed on site S2. T1 चा सब पार्ट T3 वर S3 वर पण एक्झिक्यूट होणार आहे. That I will call it as suppose T13. Why I am calling T13? Because it is the sub part of this particular transaction T1 only. Then part of this particular transaction is executed on T4. I am calling it as T14, right? So you can see this T12, T13 and T14 are nothing but the sub transactions. This T12, T13 and T14 are nothing but the sub transactions. Now here there are two terminologies apart from this. One is nothing but the coordinator site and another is nothing but the participating sites. What do you mean by coordinator site? The transaction which is initiated on any one site, that site is called as the coordinator site. Are you understanding? For example, this particular transaction is initiated on which site? Site S1. That's why this particular site S1 is nothing but the coordinator site. This is nothing but the coordinator site. And the sites which are participating in the transaction, those are called as the participating sites. So you can see these are nothing but the sites, they are participating. That's why they are called as the participating sites. They are called as the participating sites. Okay. So the same here I was trying to tell you. You can see this site S1. You can see this site S1. The transaction T1 is initiated on site S1. That's why I am calling it as a coordinator site. And this site S2, S3, S4, and their respective sub transaction T12, T13 and T14, you can see. So that's why this T12, T13 and T14 are called as the sub transactions, and the participating sites S2, S3, S4 are called as the participating sites. Okay, up till now. Then we are having, apart from this, we are having some terms that is called as the transaction manager, and one more term we are having that is called as the transaction coordinator. So what do you mean by transaction manager? The transaction manager is nothing but on every side there will be a transaction manager. On every side there will be a transaction coordinator. You can see here we are having the participating site and coordinator site. So before that, whatever the sites we are having, site S1 and site S2, S3, S4, all these sites are having their own, all these sites are having their own. Suppose site S2, here we are, sorry, not site S2, site S3, then we are having site S4. So all these sites are having the transaction manager. This particular site will have its own transaction manager. If I am naming it as transaction manager 1, this particular site will have its own transaction manager, that is nothing but transaction manager 2. Here its own transaction manager 3, and here it is nothing but the transaction manager 4. Now what is the role of this transaction manager? The transaction manager is responsible for managing the execution of those transactions. The transaction manager are responsible for managing the execution of those transactions or sub transactions that accesses the data item stored on that site. मीन टू से या पर्टिक्युलर साईटवर माझ्याकडे जर समजा डेटा आयटम बी आहे आणि डेटा आयटम सी आहे, विल चेंज द कलर. If I am saying that this, okay, let me change it. You can see this particular site S2 is having the data item B and data item C. This particular site S3 is having the data item D and data item E. This particular site S4 is having data item F, and this particular site S1 is having the data item A. Right. So whatever the data, whichever the transactions which are getting executed on this particular site S1 or S2 or S3 or sub part of the transaction. Just now I have told you the sub part of the transaction T12, the sub part of the transaction T13, and the sub part of the transaction T14 was being executed on the other sites. For example, the transaction T1 was initiated on site S1, but sub part of that was executing on S2, S3 and S4, right? So who will be responsible for carrying out that transaction? This transaction manager will be responsible. The individual transaction manager of the individual sites will be responsible for carrying out the sub transactions, right? And it will update those particular data items like B and C on this particular data item, like D and E on this particular site, and like data item F which is on site S4. Okay, then we are having one more term that is called as transaction coordinator. This transaction coordinator is also present on each site. Now I can't tell you here because there is no space. So you can see on each site, you can see if I am saying I am having the site S1, I am having site S2, I am having site S3, I am having site S4, and this particular transaction T1 has been initiated on transaction T1, sorry, on site S1. So in that case, what is this particular transaction, which is the coordinator site on this particular example? The coordinator site is S1. Why? Because this transaction T1 has been initiated on this particular site S1. That's why the transaction coordinator of site S1, the transaction coordinator, let me change the color, the transaction coordinator of this particular site S1, if I am naming it as TC1, transaction coordinator of site S1 will be responsible to carry out the transaction T1, from the participating sites. कोण रिस्पॉन्सिबल असेल हा ट्रान्झॅक्शन T1 कंप्लीट करायला? ट्रान्झॅक्शन कोऑर्डिनेटर सी, द ट्रान्झॅक्शन कोऑर्डिनेटर ऑफ दिस पर्टिक्युलर साइट. The transaction coordinator of this particular site, the transaction coordinator of this particular site, and the transaction coordinator of this particular site will not be responsible to carry out this particular transaction T1. कळतंय का काय म्हणतोय मी? This transaction the transaction coordinator of site S2, transaction coordinator of site S3, and transaction coordinator of site S4 will not be responsible to carry out this particular transaction. who will be responsible, कोण responsible असेल, the transaction coordinator of site S1 will be responsible to carry out this particular transaction, right? That is called as the transaction coordinator. Okay, have you got it? Now it is not like that the transaction coordinator of this, मग जेव्हा हा पर्टिक्युलर ट्रान्झॅक्शन T1 जेव्हा एक्झिक्यूट होत असेल तेव्हा हा ट्रान्झॅक्शन कोऑर्डिनेटर ऑफ साइट S2 काय करेल, ही विल नॉट डू एनिथिंग, ही विल रिमेन आयडल. जेव्हा आता मी तुम्हाला सांगितलं की हा पर्टिक्युलर ट्रान्झॅक्शन T1, part of this particular transaction T1 is executed on here 1 2, here I am executing T13, here I am executing T14, sub part of this particular transaction T1, right? So when this T12, who it is the responsibility to carry out T12, कोणाची responsibility असेल, it is not the the T2 to execute this T12, it is not the responsibility of TC2. The transaction coordinator of site S2 will not be responsible to carry out this T12. कोणाची रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी असेल, या साईट S1 ची, म्हणजे ट्रान्झॅक्शन कोऑर्डिनेटर ऑफ साईट S1 TC1. Got it? Hope so. I have cleared the idea of the transaction manager. What do you mean by transaction manager and what do you mean by transaction coordinator? Now both this transaction manager and transaction coordinator will be present on both the sides. Okay. Now one example I will give you that will make you more clear. See, here I am having one example. You can see I am having here data item and I am having here data item Y. Right. Now one more thing, I am having here data item X and data item Y. These are being used by transaction TI and TJ. So you can see this transaction TI is using data item X or want to use data item X, and this transaction TJ want to use data item Y. ट्रान्झॅक्शन टी आयला कुठला डेटा आयटम हवा आहे, ट्रान्झॅक्शन टी आयला डेटा आयटम एक्स हवा आहे आणि ट्रान्झॅक्शन टी जेला कुठला डेटा आयटम हवा आहे, डेटा आयटम वाय हवा आहे. पण तुम्ही ॲज यू कॅन सी ऑन दिस साईट S1, ऑन दिस साईट SI देअर इज अ डेटा आयटम वाय प्रेझेंट, पण मला पाहिजे कुठला, मला पाहिजे डेटा आयटम एक्स आणि माझ्या साईटवर प्रेझेंट कुठला आहे, डेटा आयटम वाय. सो इन दॅट केस what to do? One more thing, here you can see this particular transaction TJ want to use data item Y, पण या पर्टिक्युलर साईटवर SJ वर कुठला डेटा आयटम आहे, डेटा आयटम X, राईट. म्हणजे या पर्टिक्युलर साईटवर जो डेटा आयटम मला पाहिजे तो डेटा आयटम कुठला पाहिजे मला, X, पण माझ्याकडे आहे कुठला, Y. This particular TJ site, this particular transaction TJ is executing on site SJ which is having the data item Y present on that particular site, but मला पाहिजे कुठला, मला पाहिजे डेटा आयटम X, आणि हा डेटा आयटम X कोणाकडे आहे, हा डेटा आयटम X कोणाकडे प्रेझेंट आहे, हा डेटा आयटम X कोणाकडे प्रेझेंट आहे, ऑन साईट S1 SI, आणि जो डेटा आयटम मला पाहिजे डेटा आयटम Y ऑन साईट SI that is present on site SJ. कळतंय? One more time. On site SI, I am having the data item Y present, but I am requiring with data item X, आणि हा डेटा आयटम X कोणाकडे प्रेझेंट आहे, साईट SJ कडे. In opposite way, this site SJ is having the data item X, right, आणि पाहिजे कुठला डेटा आयटम Y, but this data item Y is present on site SI. So in that case what to do, in that case we are having a transaction manager of each site. This is the transaction manager of site SI, this is the transaction manager of site SJ, right. What they will do, they will share their data items with each other. आता मला जो डेटा आयटम पाहिजे होता Y तो मला मिळाला, आणि इकडे SJ ला जो डेटा आयटम पाहिजे होता एक्झिक्यूट करण्यासाठी, दॅट इज नथिंग बट X, that I will get it. So the both the transactions will get executed. Getting? So this is the the role of transaction manager to carry out to execute the transactions or sub transactions and access the data item which are present on those sites. Okay, then hope so you people have got it. I'll record the separate video because it is already 20 minutes long.